Welcome to the Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, you rabid Lions fans out there. Brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And on the menu today, trade rumors galore as we approach the November 3rd trade deadline. Will the Lions be buyers or sellers? Bite-sized morsels today in our lunchtime segment. We're going to have a couple of quick hitting news bits. The doctor is in. Dr. Jimmy Liao with this week's injury report and update on players that are injured currently for the Detroit Lions. Also on the menu for today, we also have our dessert segment. We have our cooking with the coaches segment comes back today, and we're going to get into all that. But first, let me bring in my co-host, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. And as always, do us a quick favor. Watch the videos all the way to the end so it improves our YouTube algorithm so more Lions fans like yourself can get content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And as always, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh contents from our show. It's time to start the show right now. Hey, it's time to get this thing started. The question of today is, do you think any Lions get traded by the November 3rd deadline? So give us a comment in the description or the comment section of this video or on Facebook. Let us know what you think. Do you think any Lions get traded by the deadline? Now it's time for our responses from yesterday. Jim, take it away.
Yeah, we had some responses from every single video. You guys rock out with us. We really appreciate each and every one of you that comment on the videos and contribute to the show, because we put you guys in the show the very next day. So here we're going to go. Broken Lion 69. Finally, a trade that makes sense. Talking about the Everson Griffen trade, which we went over yesterday.
Yeah, looking at Ted Chaney coming in hot. He says, love the show. Keep them coming.
And we will. Steve-O says, I think Griffen is going to be rejuvenated in Detroit and getting a chance to terrorize his old team. And yes, I think you're right, because I think he's going to be in the game at least, maybe not starting, but in the game at least against Minnesota next week.
And last but not least, my man, Mortal Film said, just happy it's not a former Patriots washed player. They should still go after Quinn Williams. I would agree with that. I would like to have Quinn Williams, but what are we going to give away with only having 5 draft picks for next season?
Yeah, so that's going to be tough.
Hey, man, it is time for the cooking with the coaches. Today, Matty P is stirring up in the pot. Unlin making some adjustments on the defense.
So I would say, for me, I don't know how much got cut off there, but, one of the biggest things for me with Corey is just, his ability to really connect with the players. And I think that one of the things he's done a great job of, as he's gotten here is learning our players, understanding who they are, how they fit, and then, really adapting, as we always try to do, to what do our guys do well. And I think that's something he's done a great job of so far this year, and continually trying to learn, what is it that we're going to be as a defense, and trying to put our guys in positions to make those plays. So that would be probably the biggest thing so far.
Matt Patricia giving Corey Unlin some good praise about changing the defense. If you look over the last few weeks, the Lions have stopped playing all that crazy man coverage that was getting them beat. They're playing more zone, and they're playing 4 down linemen. They're playing more of a 4-3 than a 3-4. He said that Unlin took what the players do best and made adjustments to the defense. And that's what I think is really showing on the field. You were getting more pressure on the quarterback. And, once we can get those linebackers playing a little bit better and more pressure, the secondary would improve. And look, Justin Coleman is on the horizon to return, so that's going to help the secondary out even more. So big shout out to him.
Yeah, I think on this also that it shows that Unlin is actually calling the defense and not Patricia.
Yep.
So I think this is an interesting take because there's a lot of people that thought that Unlin was just a puppet for Patricia, but it looks like by these comments that he's actually not. No. And now we're going to go into the injury report with Jimmy Liao. The doctor is in.
Welcome to the Detroit Lions Morning Rounds podcast, also available on YouTube. I'm Jimmy Liao, MD. Let's talk about the Lions' Wednesday injury report, as well as Everson Griffen's mental health history. I did not see any injuries during the Falcons game, so a pretty clean report was expected, and that's what we got. Jalen Reeves-Maybin was an NP, no practice. It was not injury-related. Michael Rothstein says it is not related to COVID. Desmond Trufant was an NP. That's bad news, obviously for this week with the Colts, which he's certainly going to miss, but also for next week against the Vikings. His initial hamstring injury was September the 13th. He was not placed on IR, which suggested it was a mild hamstring injury. He missed 2 games, returned on October the 4th for the Saints game, played 44 snaps, but re-aggravated the hamstring. Now, hamstrings and calf strings can easily be re-aggravated, so that's not uncommon, and that's not the fault of the Lions doctors, training staff, coaches, or Desmond Trufant. At some point, you have to get back to play, and you have to test it out, and you occasionally will re-aggravate the injury. Now, the Lions are typically pretty conservative as far as returning a player to play. Usually they like a 2-week ramp up before playing in a game. They like to get in some LPs, limited practices for a week, miss that game, then get in some FPs the next week before playing. So hopefully Desmond Trufant can get in some LPs Thursday and Friday. If he does, then that's a good sign he may be ready for the Vikings game. However, if he's NP this week, he's probably out for another 2 weeks. Now, Justin Coleman also injured his hamstring on September the 13th, along with Desmond Trufant. His hamstring strain was much more severe. He had to get helped off the field by 2 people. The fact that he was not able to bear weight right initially after the injury was a bad prognostic sign and suggested a severe strain. His has not been activated off IR yet, so we're not getting practice reports for him. This Sunday will be the 7-week mark for his injury. A severe hamstring strain can easily take 8 weeks or longer to fully recover from, so it looks like he's fitting into that timeline for a severe hamstring strain. Hopefully, he'll be back within a week or 2, but it could be even longer than that. Let's talk about Everson Griffen, who we're not worried about his physical health, but there is a significant mental health history with him. He had public intoxication with battery of a cop as a rookie, history of marijuana use. In 2018, there were verbal outbursts with the team, multiple incidents with police, including one where he showed up shirtless and unprompted to teammate Trey Waynes' house, subsequently leading to an escape from an ambulance. Eventually, he was checked into a hospital for treatment and didn't face any criminal charges related to that incident. He states, I quote, "I lived in the sober house for 3 months from October to the end of the 2018 season. So reading between the lines, there may be a drug use problem, which may have caused hallucinations, delusions, paranoia. A psychiatric disorder such as schizophrenia is a possibility as well. That can cause all those symptoms. Other mental health diseases that can cause eccentric behavior are borderline personality or bipolar. Hopefully, he has recovered from his mental health history. Hopefully, that is stable and that is resolved at this point. Now, it does give the Lions some confidence that he has played 7 games already this season and seems to be mentally stable. His snap count percentage has been 48 to 75% in every game, so he's getting a lot of playing time. So hopefully he'll be able to remain stable remain mentally healthy the rest of the year for the Lions.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Jimmy Liao, for all that information. See, it's so much better when we hear it from the doctor instead of us trying to figure it out. He's got so many good takes on everything, and we really appreciate him joining the show with us today. All right, we're going to go into a new segment. It's called Bite-Sized Nuggets, and this is just a couple of things that happened or news stories and stuff like that going forward. So today, the Cowboys confirmed the trade for 2021 draft pick that could be as high as a 5th rounder. Now, we heard earlier that it was a 6th round conditional, but we weren't sure what the condition was. But this says it could be as high as a 5th rounder. It's probably based on usage and how much playing time he gets and all that. This was on Tuesday, and Griffen started the onboarding process with the Lions on Wednesday. According to SI, the Detroit Lions only have 5 draft picks left in 2021. They gave up their 7th rounder to Seattle in the Quandre Diggs trade. They gave up a 6th, potentially a 5th to the Cowboys for Everson Griffen, leaving them with 5 draft picks. And that does affect how much ammunition they have to be buyers at the trade deadline. Now we're going to get into that main course today. Let's get it on. All right. So here we go. Detroit Lions trade rumors. Curt, are they going to be sellers? And if so, who may be leaving the D?
Man, you know what? You see all these rumored transactions out there, especially on Twitter. You're looking at Kenny Golladay. The Giants call for him. Nah. You know, you
get out of here with that.
Yeah, Kerryon Johnson to the Eagles. Now that may be an interesting deal for a 5th rounder. Now I can see that one happening. Only thing I say that his value as a pass blocker on 3rd down is really good, so that may keep him in Detroit. Now Marvin Jones. Now there's a lot of rumors about him. A lot of teams have been calling the Patriots, the Browns, the Saints, the Washington football team. If the price is right, Marvin Jones Jr. may not be on the team. However, I like him in the Honolulu blue and silver. So I'm not sold on them getting rid of him just quite yet, just because Cephas is such an unproven commodity. Now, he can play. He did have some good games when Kenny Golladay was out, but I still like Marvin Jones Jr. in the Honolulu blue and silver. And last but certainly not least, Jarrett Davis to the Steelers. They say the curtain has been calling for him actually for not just this year, but they called in previous years, trying to get the Lions to trade Jarrett Davis to them. And with Devin Bush going down, maize and blue, it is a good fit for them. So Jarrett Davis with the dwindling play time, now he did play a little bit more against the Falcons than he had in the previous games, but he may be just showcasing him to get him some good trade bait for him. So it may be a time for a couple of guys to move on, but I mean, we'll see. Jim, are they going to be buyers?
Yeah, with the limited draft picks. Now, here we go, though. If Marvin Jones gets traded, we could have a backup plan. Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup. If the Cowboys aren't done dealing, he's 24 years old. He's an outside home run threat, which we don't really have right now outside of Marvin Hall. But this guy is only 24 years old. He's got 1 year left on his rookie deal. He only got 19 receptions on 37 targets. So I don't know if he has a drop issue or what's going on there. So I'm a little worried about that. 371 yards and 1 touchdowns. But a note on this. Now, the Cowboys said 9 hours ago now, they are not dealing him. But if the price is right,
man, you already know, Jerry chuck out the side of his neck sometimes.
Yep, yes, he does. Quinnen Williams, are the rumors false? We wanted to get Quinnen Williams. We went and got Everson Griffen. I think that kills the Quinnen Williams rumors because I don't think we're going to give up a second-round pick when we only have 5 picks. But let's go into this. He's going to be here. Those stories are false. This is Adam Gase said Wednesday about Quinnen Williams. I talked to Quinnen. I have not heard one thing
Gase
from
might not
anybody.
be there.
Yeah, but Gase might not be there.
Yeah, Gase might not be there.
But he says, I have not heard one thing from anybody in the front office about him getting traded. There's nothing to it. It's false. Well, you know what? To your point, Curt, he may not be hearing anything from the front office because need to know.
He may be on his way out. He may be on his way out.
He may be on the outside looking in. So they may not tell him everything. I don't know.
Yeah, he may not be in the know.
So along with that wide receiver theme, if we were to give up Marvin Jones, there's Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver John Ross. He's a speedy receiver. He's on the market. And remember, we don't have very many wide receivers under contract past 2020.
That is true.
Kenny Golladay not being re-signed yet.
Marvin Jones, this is last year on his deal.
Marvin Jones is the last year of his deal as well.
So,
Marvin Hall. Same.
Marvin Hall. So, we got what? Quint Cephas?
We got Cephas. I think that's the only wide receiver under contract, I think.
And Medona's only on a 1-year deal.
Yep. There might be some lesser guys that I don't remember that are on a contract for a little longer, but I don't know that. Yeah. New England Patriots, Stephon Gilmore. This is really interesting to me because
it is.
I think they want to get rid of him, but I think the price would have to be right. I think if you do trade some of those other players that you could land Stephon Gilmore with some of those picks that you get back. I think that's not a bad idea. But you know what? Lions fans will say, come on, another corner? Why would we need another corner? Stephon Gilmore is not just another corner. He's the reigning defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
That would not hurt the Lions' chances of making the playoffs. You could put him with Awarie, let the rookie go into the slot. Maybe he's not really good at slant coverages though, so I don't know about that.
Nah, he needs it. If anything, I'm in agreement with our friend Luke G.
Yeah,
he'd be a good safety.
He really would. But
we have
Jerron Harmon.
We got
I wouldn't mind.
Jerron Harmon. I mean, think about the safeties we have. We have Harmon. Then we have Curt,
Tracy Walker.
We have Walker. Yeah,
it's loaded. It's loaded. Yeah. But he likes to use three safeties. But this defense is changing. And you can see that our run defense has been a lot better. And you add Everson Griffen to that, I think we're going to be a formidable run defense soon. I do.
I think so too.
All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's Curt's dessert.
Hey, it is time. We ate that main course. We drank some Kool-Aid, and now it is time for the dessert of the day. It is coming from one Mr. Justin Rogers. Now, I said in a private chat that he jinxed the Lions, but we're gonna go ahead and do this thing as well. The Lions have not fumbled the ball this season. When we're talking about they fumbled and recovered it, no, they haven't dropped the ball all year. This is the first time in NFL history that a team has not fumbled the ball in their first 6 games of a season.
That's
so the
an
Lions
amazing
are out here
stat.
setting records.
We got rid of Amir Abdullah. So
yeah, so that ball security under Patricia this year has worked. So that's one thing Matty P can put on his shelf, that the Lions set an NFL record in the first 6 weeks of the season. That's not amazing. Fumbling the ball at all.
You know what, though? I do think that the fundamentals are getting better under Patricia. I know the tackling hasn't been great in the last couple of games. There's some points where we need to get that shored up a little bit. The penalties still haunt us a little bit, but I mean, not fumbling at all.
Not a one. Even haven't coughed it up at all.
Wow. His timeout usage has been better. His game management has been better. I think Corey Undlin has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think he's taking some stuff off his plate.
I think so too, and he's getting better at things. I don't know that his seat is not incredibly hot.
It's still hot,
burning the buns still. But you know what? We go on a winning streak. Everything gets forgotten.
Hey, one quick shout out before we get out of here. Shout out to my man General Review. I got a different one on today, baby.
You may not see that for another 30 to 40 days.
You may not see that. You may not see that one for a while.
All right, everybody, we really appreciate you rocking with us. We really appreciate the likes. Please like the video. I know we got, oh man, 300-400 people watching it, but we have like 20 likes. Come on, get the likes up, people. And in the dislikes, thank you for watching anyway. We're praying for you. Just kidding.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah. All right, Curt, take us home, bud.
Hey, as always, do us a favor. Watch the videos all the way to the end. Now, if you watch me right now, you made it. You're all the way to the end. It improves our YouTube algorithm so more Lions fans like yourself can get top content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And as always, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And do myself and Jim a favor. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For Jim right here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and I will holler at you real soon.